There we go. Oh, there we go. What's going on? Oh, I'm trying to use this new program, but whoa, Lordy, help me, help me, help me. It's that time of the morning. I need a coffee. Oh, Lord, help me. What's going on? Man, what do we need to talk about this morning? I guess people really need to be prepping. It's just one of those days. I just woke up a little bit ago, talked to 10, and I'm just, I'm motivated today. I'm really motivated. Are you motivated? I don't know if y'all are motivated. Let's see if we can get the chat on the screen. Oh, my Lord. OTWP, wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Whoa, hold on, Lord, help us. Lordy, Lord. Okay, there we go. Tita Marie, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Lurkers. Good morning, lurkers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Wouldn't you like to be my neighbor? I don't know if I'd want to be any of y'all's neighbor because I think that I'm missing the forest. I think that the forest was probably the best thing I ever had in my life. And well, not the best thing, but like one of the best things, right? Because I had peace. I had peace out there. And here, ooh, I don't think I have peace. Where am I from? Where are you from? Now, don't step in the chat asking where I'm from. I'm from Timbuktu and Kalamazoo. What about you? Tita Marie, you're bored. No, really, honestly, I'm from Azusa. You know where Azusa's at? I'm from A to Z in the USA. Oh, shit, I think I'm being a little bit of a smartass today. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. Why do people have to be so strange in the chat? I guess when you do these kind of chats, you just get weird people, strange people. So what are you doing? Tanya D's up in the house. It is cold as shit outside. That's what's going on. It's cold. You're from JMU. I'm from this sit. Okay. I'm breaking up. Hard to prep when in the middle of moving. Oh, yeah, it is. Well, you just keep going. Sandra D, I don't know why. I don't know why it's screwed up. I couldn't answer that question for you this morning because I don't know why. No. I don't follow MMA. No, I have an exciting weekend, though. I do have an exciting weekend coming up. First of all, it's 25 freaking degrees here in Colorado, which is rather freaking cold. But I do have an exciting weekend coming up. What are y'all doing this weekend? Y'all doing anything freaking fabulous or no? You know, coffee time with OTWP has always been the same. It's just strange. It's just whatever the hell we talk about. You're only a few states away from me now. Oh, I have this OTWP thing over my head now. Well, okay. Hold on. I'm going to the freaking Broncos football. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to a Broncos game this weekend with my baby brother, which ought to be cool. Let me move this thing off of my head. Hold on, it's annoying. Y'all are annoying too, but we're gonna take that, we're gonna zip it down there. We're gonna blow it up we're gonna put it like that. We're gonna take this, we're gonna put it back over the top of that so that I can actually see y'all. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's wonderful. No video. Hey, Mama Freddy's in the house. What do you mean no video? What are you talking about? I'm live. I'm not video. Smash the thumbs, a-holes. Mama Freddy, what's going on with you? Are you moving? Are you staying? Are you going? What are you doing, Mama Freddy? I am doing a few things. One, I'm going to the gym here in about, 30 minutes to an hour. Bye, Tita Marie. Love you. Big prepper hugs. I'm going to the gym. 1. 2, I'm going to the Broncos game this weekend. 3, I'm going to watch my great niece perform in the Nutcracker. So I'm doing a little Christmas festivities as well. You're watching the wildfire news. Malibu burning up. Go figure, right? Go figure. I think that, I don't know, anymore it's like one catastrophe after another catastrophe after another one. Jamming. I'm from, okay, you do not follow MMA. No, I don't. You bought a stationary bike because you inspired me. Mama Freddie, go, go. I think one of the biggest things, and like today I've been having some back pains for like the last 3 days, Mama Freddie. And I'm like, I gotta push through this shit because it's annoying as all get out. And it makes me start hunching over and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's coffee time. It's do the laundry day. Oh, I don't know, like being and living by yourself is really, really different. It's good. It's good. It's good for me. It's definitely good for me. I've learned so much about myself and about like just life in general I haven't lived alone for years and years and years. And it's probably the best thing ever because when I want to do something, I just go do it. I don't like, I've come to the conclusion about relationships is they can suck you into like this big funnel and you can't get out. Like, it's like, you just feel like you're in a free fall and you feel like you're always trying to please someone else instead of doing things that you want to do. And so I've really decided no matter what happens in my life, I am not going to appease everyone. And I think maybe one thing that happened to me is the realization last week when I went to the domestic violence training. I never realized that I may be assertive, I may be easygoing, but the person I'm with isn't. Or the person that I guess I've come to the realization I've been in a couple, how would I say it? I guess I have allowed people to emotionally abuse me and take advantage of me. And that's a hard fucking thing to say. That I allowed people to take advantage of me. And I've realized that living alone that I've become stronger than any time in my life. And maybe when you get into your 50s and 60s, maybe that's just a realization that you do become that way. I don't know. What I do know is that I feel better than I have in a long time. I know that I don't have to have someone take care of me or do anything for me. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. I realize that a lot of people like to play victim, that they're always a victim of everything and everybody. And other people feed into it and allow it because they fall for it. Just saying. And so I've seen a lot of stuff, an eye-opening realization of life this last year. People that you thought you knew, that you were totally down for them, that you were like doing everything in your power to help them, turn around and stab you right in the back. And I guess that's a huge thing, isn't it? That's a huge thing. Yeah, and you're right, Mama Freddie. That's exactly what I did. Is instead of always putting someone in front of me, I've put me in front of myself, and I've saved more money. That's a huge thing. People can say what they want about tin, but I'll tell you what, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. People can, I've had a lot of people reach out to me. Oh my God, she's Filipina. She's going to take advantage of you. Blah, 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 blah. That woman has not asked me for one thing. And anything I've done for her, I've done it because I want to. I've done it because I can afford to. I've done it because I felt it from my spirit that I wanted to help. Just like the kids is Christmas. No one asked me to do that. I did that because I feel a lot of little children this time of the year, and a lot of people get very depressed and sad and give up hope. And I think that it's not about money. It's about caring about people. But you're right. When you make yourself a priority, I've seen the transformation from my emotional stability, how my PTSD last year was off the chart, where I would forget things on a daily basis. I was writing notes to myself because of my PTSD. It's not like that now. I don't have to write myself notes. Now I do have my little book. I always have a book of like what I'm doing, or if I'm planning something major, and this is major. This is my next trip to the Philippines, because me and Tien have been apart 6 months, and I'm really excited to go see her. Those who matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter. She is copycat. I think the other thing that I've noticed as I've stepped back from YouTube and I go to live streams, I've noticed a lot of people, instead of speaking from their heart or speaking on a topic or whatever it may be, are begging for money or begging for things, or trying to push people's heartstrings to make them feel bad for them. And I have one thing to say about that, is life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. If you look in the mirror every day and you're on a pity party and you're carrying garbage around, that's where you're going to stay. That's where you're going to stay. And I've taken the last year to step back and let myself grow. Hey, what's up, Ron? Wow, go Sandra, go Sandra. Wow, so you're doing the workout thing. That's good to hear. You know, what I see in my life and in my future is that Kim, off the wall prepper, I'm never, ever, ever going to support someone. I'm never, ever going to allow them to manipulate me. If I decide to leave, I'm leaving. If I decide I've had enough, I've had enough. Be it if it's a friendship, a family member, whatever it is. There has to be boundaries. And that's one thing, taking this domestic violence training for work, I've realized that every single one of us have to have boundaries in our life. Where do you live now? Tina Bean, what's going on? I am living in Colorado, real close to family, where I was brought up, Sterling, Colorado. A small town. It's not the Colorado you imagine, with that you look out your door and see the mountains. I live out in eastern Colorado, and I'm about an hour from Denver, hour and a half from Denver. I'm about 40 minutes from the mountains, so maybe 30 minutes probably from the mountains. I have a lot of family in this area. I graduated high school from this town. My best friend still lives here. I have a group of friends that still live here, which is really cool. We reconnected, and we've had some really great times together, and I'm hoping to have more great times with them. I guess that coffee with OTWP has always been coffee with OTWP. You never know what we're going to talk about, you know? Yeah. Well, what I realized, and I'm going to put it out there because, you know, I held back a lot of things, Mama Freddie, this year. I held back a lot of things because I don't like to blast no one in anger, right? When you speak out of anger toward people, I think that things come off sideways, that you're really not expressing how you really feel. You're just speaking in anger and letting it out. And I think a lot of times people say things they regret, but maybe they don't regret them. Shit, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was their intentions from the get-go. What I will say is, you know, I could have came on here and defended myself and blasted and all these things, but people don't know both sides of the story. And honestly, most people will never know my side of the story. Why? Because I don't think social media is the place to blast someone. I don't think this channel was ever brought to YouTube to belittle, hurt people, or make people think things that weren't true. And it's a shame that it came down to that this year. But you know what it did for me? It made me realize I'm way freaking stronger, and nobody can break me. The only person that can break me is myself. That's it. You know what I mean? The calcium chloride was in the Walmart water. Doesn't surprise me. Thank you, Tina Bean. I've been working out, but my intentions were to get healthy. Mentally, spiritually, physically, I'm still smoking, y'all. I bought this vape. I don't like it. I don't like it. I puff on it sometimes, and I'm still puffing cigarettes, but I am going to the doctor. I think my appointment's the beginning of next week. I think the only way that I can kick the habit again, I quit for 14 years, so it's not that I can't do it, but it's like my only crutch. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's my only crutch. I don't really drink. I don't do any of that. So it's my only crutch. But I know that if I quit smoking, on top of my working out, on top of my food changes that I've made, and I think food changes have been one of the biggest things that health-wise that I made, is that 4 or 5 nights a week at work, all I eat is salad and greens. Yeah. I don't like vaping either. You're a slave to the cigarettes. Well, that's true, Ron. You know what I would really like to talk about is I did not realize some of these things that were taught to me in this domestic violence training. I had no idea. Did you all know that when there's a domestic violence situation that most people die, 75 to 80% of people die from being choked? I did not know this, and it was like, whoa. And the owner of the company came in and did this training at our center, because we are now going to be what do you call it? We're going to be like certified to take people that are domestic violence, right? So what happens after you choke someone? Listen to this. You like long legs. Copycat, stop it now. Copycat. No. So when you choke someone, this is very interesting. When you choke someone for 24 hours, their throat swells. Are any of you RNs, LPNs, anything like that? Like, I thought that was really interesting. The other thing, and I have to grab it, is I like long legs. Copycat, now come on now. Oh my goodness gracious, Copycat. Oh, Copycat, why would you say I like long legs? Maybe I do like long legs. Hold on. I have this really, really interesting book I'm reading right now. I've been diving in to a lot of reading material. Maybe I didn't bring it in from the car. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. No, I did not. I only brought in the domestic violence ones. I didn't bring in the other book. And I really like this other book I'm reading. I'm reading like 3 books at one time, which is a good thing. But let me see if it's on this page. Maybe it is. What was really interesting to me during this training, right, is that they brought out this sheet, this wheel. And I was like, we're at a corporate training. But the interesting thing is the whole wheel is biblical. The whole thing is biblical. Yeah, you are getting pretty bad. You're about as bad as George. So, you know, a lot of people use threats and economic abuse. They use intimidation, emotional abuse. This is so interesting. I'm going to read a little bit of it because, like, this is one of the types of DVs that there are, and I want you to listen to something. A narcissist. So at the beginning of this whole mess this year, I was called a narcissist. And I never, ever really thought about that. I'm not a psychologist, right? So I never really thought about somebody calling me a narcissist. A narcissist is selfish, and they're in constant manipulation, and they have an overly controlling behavior. So in domestic violence situations, there's usually a predominant aggressor, and they're the person that poses the most serious ongoing threat to another person with the domestic relationship. And this could be through physical violence or threats of physical violence, or basically using other types of abuse, psychological, emotional, verbal, etc., right? So I'm sitting there in this class and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then there's these combative relationships, which is a really toxic relationship. Always criticizing, competition, fear, jealousy, blame game, shame, and verbal and emotional abuse. And I had like these realizations when I was sitting in this class. There's also the people that like to fight fire with fire. You know, like stirring the pot. Have you ever been in a relationship, or maybe even in a chat, and somebody always wants to stir the pot, or you have a troll come in and they want to stir the pot or talk this or that to you? I mean, this DV training opened my eyes big time. There was one thing that really stood out to me. Is power and control, and that people can change if they want to. And there's this drama triangle. One is the victim, one is the rescuer, and one is the prosecutor. And then there's a certain type of DV person that convinces people, that's always trying to convince people that they're the victim, that they're always the victim, that they never had nothing to do with it. And I think the biggest thing I took from this is for me to be able to help other people through the DCJ, the Office of Criminal Justice, which oversees the Office of Community Corrections, which I'm in, is that people have to learn how to set boundaries. People have to learn how to set boundaries, be it if it's in their relationship, be it if it's in their job, whatever it is, we have to learn to be assertive and like set up boundaries that are actually healthy for us. And I think that has been one of the hardest things through my life, is that I've let people go beyond the boundaries that are comfortable and that I want. And so I've really been doing some soul searching this year. And I think the soul searching is really good because it keeps us on the path of self-discovery, discovery, and and I never will copycat. I'll never forget all the people that we all helped, right? But I have a really bad behavior, and it's called rescue. I try to rescue people. I try to rescue them from bad situations, just like my little sister that's no longer here that died. I always try to rescue her until one day I had the realization that the only person that could help her is her. And I never copycat did the things I did on Off the Wall Prepper or Off the Wall Prepper 2 for recognition. I never have. I never did. And now that I have this totally different vibe about YouTube, YouTube is great, social media is great, but also we can all get wrapped up so far, so deep in social media that we forget what the real world's like. And yeah, I love to live stream. It's probably been one of my favorite things on YouTube. I like to put together animations, but there has to be a balance in life, the yin and the yang. There has to be that happy boundary. And I think that that's one thing that's happened with social media is people have no boundaries. They have no boundaries. They can be a keyboard warrior. They can write whatever they want to write about you. They can exploit you on YouTube or anything they want. And I think that we forget that behind this camera, I'm a real freaking person with real feelings. I've never, ever, and people can say what the hell they want about me, but I'll tell you this much, my ass has never hid who I am. I have always showed my heart. I sometimes have showed my heart too much on social media, where I had tears streaming down my face, where I got angry at the chat or people. And I realized that my boundaries on YouTube were stepped on and overreached. You know what I mean? I think that everybody, and we can't be as aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, moms, or dads, setting those boundaries if we don't have boundaries for ourselves. And I think that it's really, really important for us to key in on being assertive. And then if somebody can't appreciate that, then there has to be that boundary of Xing them out of your circle. And that's been one of the hardest things is I always believe people should have a second chance. But do they get a third, fourth, and fifth? Once trust is broken, it's gone, it's done, it's out the door. And I think that a lot of times, instead of looking deeper, like you just said, Copycat, if people would reflect back into Off the Wall Prepper, people that have been here on this channel forever, if people would reflect back in this channel, maybe they would realize who I really am. And I don't need to prove myself to anyone on social media. That's my boundary. That's my conclusion about YouTube. I don't have to prove myself to no one. Only to Kim. Only to Off the Wall Prepper. Right? And all of us are on different journeys in life. And I think sometimes we get too wrapped up. And I think a lot of times people love the drama. If I would have came back out like fire when all this started, a lot of people probably wouldn't leave. They probably wouldn't have left my channel. But you know what? Those people aren't worth it to me. And the drama's not worth it. And I had to really evaluate and reevaluate how I was going to handle things on YouTube. And people can say whatever they want. If they never see my heart from the beginning, they won't see it today and they won't see it tomorrow. And screw it. Yeah, right. You're right, Ron. You're right. And Copycat, I will not. And I think that's the other thing. And I guess it's the end of the year. I have closure, but I never had closure on YouTube about this situation because I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to speak in anger out of the side of my head. I didn't want to exploit anybody because that's not me. And it took a lot for me to keep my mouth shut. I shed tears on this channel over it. But I see how many people are here and how many people have come back and how many people have reached out to me via email that really know me, that really know my heart. I'm trying, Copycat, I'm trying to decide what videos to bring back on Off the Wall Prepper 2 from the original channel. I have access to them now. But now I need to make decisions what I want to bring back, maybe shorts, maybe a live stream, but I would like to bring back the Mayfield stuff. This channel, Off the Wall Prepper, the original channel, Do you remember how quick we came together as people? Not Democrats, not Republicans, uh, just as good people that truly cared about our brothers and sisters that were going through major shit. And I remember the day that me and her drove down there. And I remember standing there in the middle of Mayfield, Kentucky, and seeing all that destruction. And feeling like I was in the middle of a war zone and having to turn away from the camera because I had a tear running down my cheek. And I didn't want to show that to the channel, how emotional it made me. Hello, Cosmic Country. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Ron, betrayal. When somebody that you really feel loves you betrays you, it's something. But this is the thing that I've taken. I'm not gonna, because I am wrapping up my year in my thoughts, in things that have happened, right? So I'm not gonna take my year and dwell on negativity. I've never been like that. I'm gonna take the positive things from it. And Mayfield, Kentucky was a very positive thing that happened on this channel. When you see people, and my whole point is when you see Americans, and I think there was some Canadians involved at that time, they came together and we raised over $5,000 in 24 hours. And I took that long drive to Mayfield. And then I stood there in the middle of destruction and seen what had happened. And you all might remember that live stream. The internet was really bad, and then there was people out on the street, and they fed us and thanked us for bringing all that stuff down, which was because of all kinds of people on YouTube. It shows how strong we really are. And that's my point this morning, is when shit is really, really bad, and you think it is the worst disaster ever, reflect back how strong you really are. And when betrayal happens, Ron, I'll tell you this, that cuts to the core. It's like slicing an Achilles heel, you know? It hurts. It hurts. But when you get back up, and you stand back up, you realize how freaking strong you are. How strong I am. And I'll never give up. I'll never give up on the journey of preparedness. And I think the thing that I've realized is prepping you. You can prep all the shit you want. You go buy everything. There's a great prepper here on YouTube. He'll sell all of it to you, right? But I think the most important thing is that dwell on the positive and not the negative. And don't speak out of the side of your head because you're angry. Because you can't take it back. Ever. You'll never be able to take it back. And a lot of people believe that, like, I should have came out way stronger and meaner and abrasive. But my thing is the truth will come to light. I don't have to set someone up or talk chaos about them because it all comes out. Yeah, it is. It is the worst, especially when you feel like you know someone. And anybody that believes that two people can be in a relationship, as long as I was, and that there wasn't happiness, that it was all chaos and nonsense, they're crazy. I wouldn't have hung in there for 11 and a half years, you know? And for her or them, or however you want to put it, to come out to belittle me, it just made me stronger. That's all it did. You trust your dog more than anybody. Yeah, it is. And it's hard to describe here at the year's end. But I'll tell you this much. I've learned that nobody on social media can bully someone unless we allow them. You know, there's a lot of keyboard warriors on social media because they don't have to take accountability face to face for what they're saying in the chat. They don't have to take accountability of telling the whole truth. They can just tell a little snippet of it. And I think social media is great. I think it's wonderful. It's brought this channel together. It's brought people together from around the world. I would have never met Tin. And I mean, I'll be honest, Ron. I'm happy that I'm in an LDR. I'm happy that I'm in a long distance relationship, because it's given me time to step back, still have companionship, love, partnership, but to step back and go, what does Kim really want? What do I want in my life? I want positive. I want happiness. I want a woman of faith. And it gave me time to see who someone really was through their social media. So social media is cool, because if someone tells you they're this, we don't have to do a background check on them. We can do a background social media check, right? You can look back in their life and see is that really what they were doing, or are they just feeding you full of shit because that's what you want to hear? I've never had no one in my life that loved the water like I do. I've never had nobody in my life that loves comedy and laughter the way I do. I've never really had no one that wants to dance in the rain or the storms. And I've never had no one that really put God first. And now I do. Tin, as I look back and gave her a social media background check, is a lady of faith. And that's really, really important to me. I think that no matter what, God can pull us through things, no matter what, no matter how shitty the situation, no matter how deep the betrayal, right, Ron? But it gives you time to reflect, and it gives you time to get to know someone when you're not physically in front of them, and the only thing you can do is communicate through social media. We talk a lot on WhatsApp. We talk through Facebook Messenger, but it really gives you a time to reflect and to get to know that person without physical contact. And I think a lot of times people jump in the sack. I'm just going to be honest. People jump in the sack, and I'm not going to say I haven't. And I'm sure all of you have too. You're like head over heels, and you jump in the sack, and you don't know shit about them. And you screwed up. And I screwed up. Getting to know someone inside and out is like so important. Like really seeing their heart, really seeing them happy or sad, seeing them cry, seeing them angry. And I've had time over this last year to see that with Skipping Tin. And she's freaking crazy, fun. And a lot of people said, well, the honeymoon's going to be over. The honeymoon hasn't even started. You know? Yeah, Ron, I learned how to do laundry. No. You know, Cosmic Country, I'm going to answer that question. It's your end. I asked her to. If y'all remember, I asked her to dance. I asked her to do this, do that. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. And I don't know why she was that way. She was that way. That's why this DV classes, you know, this training really helped me, because I realized, should I just put it out there? I mean, I don't want to stir the pot. That's my big thing. I do not want to stir the pot, because that seems like years ago to me now. Think before you speak. Those are wise words, huh? Think before you speak. Don't speak something that you cannot take back on social media. And the last thing I want to do is hurt her. So I think I understand your question, country girl. I do. But I think I will keep my mouth shut in the best interest of myself and without stirring the pot. I've become I become more controlled in controlling how I answer things. Does that make sense? I think it's really important because I could let a lot out, a lot, but do I need to? I don't think so. Because I've found happiness in myself. So I'm gonna pass on that question, all right? But I will say this about Tin. Tin's a YouTuber at heart. I mean, and, oh, you should see the shit that we do off the camera. You should see the things we do off the camera. And I am so looking forward to this trip. She has a big, huge surprise, y'all. A huge surprise. And I'm like so excited. We're doing it a little different because I don't know if y'all seen the video of her. It's a little short I put out of her and me. We went shopping even though I'm here. I tried Amazon. Amazon took a month, y'all, just to get tennis shoes from Amazon to her. Now, it is my fault. I put the wrong address, an A or an O makes you man or woman. I accidentally put I put an O instead of an A on her name because, you know, her name is not Tin. Of course, she has a full name. So she finally did get her new tennis shoes from me for Zumba. That was her birthday gift. She got it a month late, but it got there. And then, so Christmas, I decided to send her money because I knew what I wanted to get her for Christmas. I just thought it'd be easier for her just to go get it. And I hate it because I hate that I'm not going to be with her for Christmas. But leaving footprints was inspiring for me. It's a different world now, that's for sure. Thank you, Copycat. So the interesting thing is we went shopping at Robinson's Mall in Ormick. I was on WhatsApp. I rode with her on the trike. It was like I was right there with her. And then we went to Robinson's. And I can say this about Tin. She got the pots and pans that I wanted her to get because she needed them. And we need them there at that house. But then I wanted her to go and buy a few outfits. So I picked out this like expensive shirt. And she's like, I don't want to spend that much money. And I thought I talked her into it before I went to sleep. And I wake up and she's like, I didn't get it. I hope you're not mad. And I'm like, of course I'm not mad. And then she shows me what she got. And that's one thing I can say about her is she works very hard for her money. And even with me giving her Christmas money, she was very conservative. And she turned around and did for some other people. And she has a big heart. She has a big heart. She has a very big heart. And I love it. And I love that she puts God first. I love that I've influenced her life a little bit to have a little bit more balance on YouTube because I used to not have balance. I used to go. And I think everybody needs balance no matter what it is. Rare Bond 11th. Thank you, Copycat. You like being single and you're going to keep it that way. You're going to go into the casino. Copycat, you're not single because you have that one-armed bandit and you guys have a great relationship together. Have you won anything is the question, Copycat. So I started to say about the trip this time because I was talking about being thrifty. So I'm flying. This time it's going to be interesting. I'm not going into Seoul, South Korea. They're on ML right now. They've been on ML, I think, for 2 weeks, right? The whole country. So I'm flying in via Tokyo, which will be interesting. And then from Tokyo, I'm flying into Cebu. And I'm staying at the hotel the first night by myself, which is crazy. I wish I wasn't. But we decided to save money and to save her time because she'd have to come in on the boat 3 hours, 3.5 hours is what the trip is, to stay one night with me to turn around and go right back out the next day. So we decided to save the money because it's about, I think it's like $20 each way on the ocean jet.
So I'm going to be making that whole trip by myself. I hope she doesn't see this. Maybe I'll mute it after this live stream, right? So then after that, right, I will take the ocean jet by myself to ᴘʚᴇᴘ, and I'm going to make that whole trip by myself. The water, everything. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited about it. It was more of a statement. CB Cosmic, thank you for writing that. I think that a lot of people see. A lot of people see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people see what did occur, and so that's cool that you wrote that, because that means that you see. And I think there's a lot of people that don't see to this day. They don't get it. They don't see, and it is what it is. But so I'm gonna make that whole trip by myself, which is really cool. Thank you for putting that out there. Watch out for Godzilla. Yeah, maybe, possibly. I mean, I don't know, shit. You know, a lot of people get so worked up about things. My brother's like, are you sure you want to go out of the country? And he said the same thing to me the first time. I feel like this. We can walk in faith, or we can walk in fear. Now, I'm not saying that something couldn't happen. I'm not saying that it could be a dangerous situation. Anytime you travel, something could go sideways, right? But I'm not going to live in fear. And I'm going to keep on doing what I want to do. And what I want to do right now is I want to spend quality time with Tien. And I want to see Jack. And we have some paperwork that we need to fill out. We're going to fill it out together so we don't screw up. We're going to like really go through the paperwork together. And this is a long process to get her here, which I hate. But I've also decided that I'm not waiting 6 months to go see her again. So I've already put in for my next one, which is 4 months away, which will be, that would be March. So I think it's April, May, June. It'll be July. And then I want to spend the holidays with her if we don't get her in here in time. I don't want to go 6 months without seeing her. That's a long time. And we did good this time. 6 months is a long freaking time without seeing each other. I can't wait to see her. I'm going to pick her up and shake her. Plus, I have some prepping projects that I'm going to be doing at the house there in Mukbak. And I'm really excited. You know, life is what you make it, y'all. And I hope that this channel always has brought love, light, and hope to you. It definitely has brought that to me, even on the darkest days, even on the shitty days. It's always brought that to me. You all have always brought that to me. You know, and I feel like I couldn't keep going. Y'all encouraged me, and I appreciate that. You'll probably see a lot of footage from the Philippines coming up, and I go, what's up, Georgie Mitchell, Georgie Mitchell? I hope that, you know, everybody keeps on doing the dang things that make them happy. And set the boundaries. Set the boundaries for your own life. Don't let people persuade you or push you into anything, be it career, be it relationship-wise, be it financial. Make your decisions and set your boundaries to make yourself happy. And I think that's really important. I think it's really important. I wonder if I should read some of this to you. Maybe y'all would get it. I think one thing that I learned too from this domestic violence training is that healthy couples really have difficult conversations. That's a deep statement, you know? If you think about it, healthy couples have difficult conversations. And I am going to read this part, and maybe people that are listening today or in the future, maybe my old people that ran away from the channel. A retaliatory defendant is someone who takes adverse action against a victim or witness in response to their interpretation of feeling victimized themselves. This action can include threats, harassment, or harm to the victim. Let me see what it says here. I want you to read this part, listen to this part. or their property. These clients always feel like a victim, but they are not. They generally set bad boundaries and therefore feel victimized when their bad boundary setting and people pleasing has gotten out of control. The signs are rescuing behaviors, the need to people please, passive aggressive communication rather than assertiveness. Trauma is a very complicated kind of harm that can result from a wide variety of events or circumstances that is a result of domestic violence. Although individuals can experience trauma in unique ways, there are common threads that allow for some categorization. Psychologists have identified three main types of trauma: acute, chronic, and complex. Setting boundaries is one of the most important things that you can do in any relationship. Statements like "I deserved it," or "I wasn't being a good mother, wife, husband," or "I am a screw up," or "I had it coming," these statements need to be passed along. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This was quite the training class for me. Quite the realization. I was trying to find this section. Where is it? I think being assertive is probably one of the other things that I really took from it, is not letting people like just do whatever they want to you, and not being overly aggressive, but also not being to the point that you're so passive that people use you as their doormat, that they're like walking on you, or they're using you as an ATM, or they're mentally beating you up. And I think that I'll tell you what, I guess it's a power and control thing. Power and control. I'm learning so much from this job, and I find out this week where I'm going in the company. I'm excited that they wanted me to apply, but I'm not quite sure like where I'm going. I know that I'm very happy in the position I'm in right now because I love running the cameras, right? The cameras are really cool. It's really interesting that I can go in so close, I can read someone's name off their driver's license with these, right? And Ron, that's a good topic. I think many people, I wish I could get this a little bigger so it wouldn't look that way, like your words are, oh shit, I didn't mean me. What is Sam Tarrell? Okay, there we go. I think many people, Ron, honestly, do that when it comes to a lot of things, right? Is that you're nice to them, or maybe you really do give a shit, and then they take that for weakness. And it's really sad that, I mean, I've done it to myself, Ron. I've done it to myself. I'm not gonna play the blame game. I think that's one of the first things, a very, very important thing, is taking responsibility for our own actions. Taking, hey Teresa. Oh, not yet. What's in the West? I'm leaving the end of January. Y'all, I was supposed to leave in February. I changed my plans. Because I'm so dang excited. And she's like, I knew you wouldn't be able to stick to that date, but I still will be there for Valentine's. I just got someone to cover a couple shifts for me. So I'm able to leave the end of January, which is right around the corner. Party. And I don't mean party like that. I just mean like happy days. I'm really excited. What's in the West? We're going to be working on her final paperwork. Y'all, I'm gonna step outside and smoke a cigarette. I know it's a bad habit. I don't want to hear no bullshit. Whatever. I'm grown. I know what I'm doing. I know that it's not healthy. So we're going to be working on the paperwork for the K1. We were going to do the travel visa. We started the travel visa. It's in the works. But it can take so freaking long, right? So I said, screw it. We know what our intentions are. And by the time it gets approved, the K1, we'll have been together 2 years. So I'm like, let's do this dang thing. And she's like, let's do it. And we just want to be together. That's the bottom line. We want to be together. We want to live together. Yeah, I am. I'm going to light it up right now, man. And that's what we want. So that's what we're going to do. And we're grown. You know, I haven't been married I was married once for 15 years, and I have nothing bad to say about Angie. Never will, never have. She was a great woman. We were really young when we got married. You know, she was 17, I was 21. I didn't know she was 17, but she was. And I didn't know she was 17, and anyway, that's a long story. That's like a lifetime ago. That's where my 2 daughters are from, Aaliyah and Angel, that we adopted, and that are grown now. And actually, when I go to Denver Saturday, Ron, I'm going for the Broncos football game, which is kind of an exciting thing for me because it's the first time I've went to a professional football game, believe it or not. Went to a lot of football games in my day, but not professional. And my brother's a season ticket holder, has been for 20 years. But I am going to look up my oldest daughter when I'm there and see if I can take her to lunch or dinner or something. Well, I think the thing is, what's in the West, is some people have a chapter of your life and some people have your whole life. You know what I mean? And every chapter you should take from it and learn from it. You shouldn't be a derogatory, negative person to where you're not taking anything positive or growing from that relationship. And I think that I have nothing bad at all to say about Angie, you know? We got married on our 10-year anniversary, and it lasted almost another 5 years afterwards. So it is what it is. I don't think that the piece of paper also signifies that you're married. I think that marriage is soul to soul, heart to heart, and good times and bad times, and those relationships are important. The piece of paper is just that, but it's a little different with me and Skippington because of the situation. If we don't get married, she'll never be able to come to the United States. She'll never be able to travel freely with me to wherever we want to go. And I'm about set for retirement. I'm dumping a lot of money right now into my 401k because I can do some makeup money. So I'm doing that. I'm also investing in homes, and I'm setting up the future. I know, George, I've been really bad about it. I just haven't given out my address to no one. And it's really nothing against you, brother. I didn't even get a P.O. box. I didn't do Christmas cards this year. I'm not doing a big Christmas party giveaway this year. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I'll get a P.O. box and you can send it, for my birthday or something. I just have a lot on my plate with my career, and that's my priority right now. And I don't mean to hurt your feelings because I know that you're a good guy, but I really don't want to give my home address to anyone on social media or my phone number. There's 2 people on social media that have my phone number because I consider them friends. And it's in a face-to-face direction, like I've met them face-to-face, heart-to-heart. So I'll figure out something, George, because I know it means a lot to you, and it does mean a lot to me. I have boundaries on YouTube now, and one of them is I wasn't even going to give out the town I lived in because I feel that I've been threatened on YouTube, I've been ridiculed on YouTube, and I hope you understand, man. Maybe I'll go get a P.O. box today. I mean, shit. You know, maybe I will, George. My schedule and my life are much different now. And it's nothing against you. I hope you understand that, because I know you truly care about me. You helped me a lot when shit was happening. I hope you understand, George. It's nothing personal. Nothing. She'll be happy. Back to each other's arms. Say hi to her. Oh, I definitely will. I can't wait to see my dog, and I can't wait to see the family. I'm excited about that. I know you do, George. You know, you were worried immensely about me when I was losing so much weight, but I wasn't trying to lose weight. This has never been about weight. This has been about Kim getting healthy. From my teeth, which I really like. I'm still got a little thing going on, but and it's really about, yeah. Well, and you know, I have another freaking dental appointment, y'all. I'm burnt out on the dentist, but I'm using up those. You have so much money, you know, on your dental insurance plan, and if you don't use it that year, you don't get it. It disappears and it restarts. So I'm taking advantage of every single penny of that. I have medical insurance. I'm going to get the patch, so y'all can pray. If you want to pray for something, pray this Christmas, this holiday season, when I get the patch, that I'm done with cigarettes. If you notice, I don't even smoke a whole cigarette anymore. I don't like them, but it's a crutch. And I mean, I can admit that. And I think admitting things and doing things like that is really important. Like being able to claim what you've done or claim what you're doing to your body health-wise is really important. I hope that y'all smash the thumbs up, because that's like important too. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm going to go throw my 4th load of laundry, because I didn't do laundry last week. So I'm washing all my linens. So I'm going to go throw this in the dryer. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let y'all listen to a song and chit chat in the chat. And I'll be right back, okay? If you want to stay. I'm going to probably do a 2-hour live stream. Then I'm headed to the gym. Then I'm headed to do a little Christmas shopping for my great niece and my nephew. And I'm going, I think, to buy me another pair of jeans, because I cannot continue to wear the jeans that I have. The belt won't even work, George. Going from a 40-inch waist to a 32 is major. And it feels good. It feels good. I feel good. I hope you all feel good. So let's see what song I can play, what I can do here. Let's listen to a Christmas song. That's what I think. Christmas is like right around the corner. Whoa. George, you better not pout. You better not. I'm telling you why. George, this goes out to you. Don't be a pouty, whiny crybaby, okay? Don't do it, George. Don't do it, George. Let's see if there's words to this one. I don't like that one either. Come on. My Kind of Christmas. Let's try that one. I'm just not feeling that Christmas music. All right, let's watch it. Here we go. I'm back. I decided, we always have a prepping talk at the very end of the show. So I decided that's what I'm going to do. We're going to talk about the 7 most likely items to be stolen first in a crisis. And how do you hide them? Looting and theft are like these events that happen, especially like following natural disasters. And it's like an unfortunate reality, because people take that as an opportunity to steal what you have, or to steal what they don't have. Just for example, after that hurricane in Milton, Florida, which myself, I was down there during that. WFLA in Tampa ran a news story titled "Simply Despicable." Homeowners who evacuated during the hurricane returned to stolen belongings, things gone. Missing from the homes were like generators, laptops, backpacks, jewelry. There was even a broken safe and an open can of soup left on the counter. Like, people actually took the opportunity to go in there and like eat and steal the food. Following the Hurricane Helena in the Carolinas, WSPA in Nashville ran a news story titled "Cash Reward Offer" for information about guns stolen after the hurricane. According to the article, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, they announced a reward up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest of people who stole the guns from a licensed firearms dealer in Nashville. And there was one person that was able to get into the business while power was out. And most building and roads in that area, as we all know, that you couldn't even go drive through them. But the whole point of this prepping talk this morning is these things happen. And rather waiting until the worst case scenario to prepare and to get ready in case you're in one of these natural disasters, it's really more important to protect your supplies. Consider hiding the items in multiple locations, which we've talked about before. When I lived there in the Ozarks, I had stuff spread across that 5 acres to protect it in case somebody breached the area and stole certain things. I would have a backup. One thing consider is putting things in different areas and to have decoy stashes, making sure that you actually secure those essential items in hard to reach, non-obvious places. One thing is food and water. We always prioritize food and water. So this makes like non-perishable foods like canned goods, rice, and beans, as well as bottled water, a real big target when all hell breaks loose or the SHTF. Grocery stores and warehouses will be the first thing to get hit in a man-made, an SHTF, a war type situation, martial law, whatever it is. Those places are going to get hit. So you've got to have a plan to keep your food and water supplies hidden. One is don't advertise that you even have it in the first place. I mean, mine's all gone. It all got dumped in a boating accident, and it was a tragic boating accident. Happened about 1.5 years ago, and I lost every supply I had because I was taking it somewhere else, right? Don't keep your whole supply in one spot. Spread it out. I think it's really important to prep your car and have like some items in your car, be it if it's MREs, the brown bags, a little camp stove, blankets, pillow, trash bags, first aid kit, to have some of those things in your car and have your car loaded at all times, because you may not have the opportunity to grab it when the SHTF happens. So if you already have your car, your truck, or if you're a multi-vehicle family, have some of that stuff in each car. That's really important. Gasoline, propane, and firewood are also going to become a top priority as the power dwindles or if the infrastructure would get hit. When Hurricane Helena struck the Carolinas, police actually had to be stationed at gas stations that remained open because it became a dangerous situation. They're not only there to direct traffic, but also to prevent fights over the fuel and the power. And people did get into physical altercations over gas cans. So you can imagine this right now in an SHTF situation or just a complete disaster, that fuel sources, people are going to steal them. So don't make yourself a target. Don't leave those items out where people can see them. Lock them up. Leave decoy empty gas containers outside of the garage to detour thieves. If they can pick one up outside of your garage, then they're more likely going to say this guy doesn't have nothing, and they're going to go on down the road. You can also use like a chain and lock to attach your propane tank to a secure mounting. maybe a railing, a wall, a pole, something like that. Generators are definitely going to be sought after, and people that have their generators sitting outside, you just put an X across your back. Someone's going to take your generator. Me personally, I have a small solar generator now, enough for a light, enough for a radio, enough to charge a cell phone, my NOAA radio, things like that. I'm not going to go overboard. I think that it's more important to think wisely and down to earth when you're prepping those items. Generators are great, especially if you have someone with a medical emergency or something like that. But imagine what kind of target you've put on your back. We talked about this a long time ago on the channel. If you're a single woman, an elder, disabled, whatever it is to go to a thrift store and buy the biggest pair of boots you can possibly find and put those boots at your front or back door so people think that someone's there. You can also do the same with dog toys, dog bowls. Beware of dog signs. Put them out even if you don't own one. It's more of a deterrent. A lot of people are going to go to the easy target. They're not going to come to your house if they think that you have a dog that could be vicious, that you have a big dude in there even when you don't. One thing is, if you do have a generator, it may be a wise idea to either lock it in the garage, have an outbuilding to put it in, and mark your generator up so that after the SHTF, or if you're out and about trying to locate it, if it's initialed, signed, whatever, it would be identifiable. That's really important. Another thing is prescription drugs, which we've talked about a lot. If you do have prescription drugs in your home and people know, that makes you a really big target because you've just become the pharmacy. Prescription drug theft is already huge. It's a huge, huge problem. So following a crisis, when drug addicts cannot get their usual fix, they're going to be searching for those prescription drugs. So when someone needs a certain medication to survive, you definitely want to protect it. So don't advertise that you have the medicine or even share it. Because if you give someone one pill, they probably are going to return to get all of them, especially if they're an addict. And the same thing is having a decoy. Decoys work really well because people will go to that decoy first, they find that it's empty, and then they're going to go on away and go to someone else. Also, guns and ammo, which we definitely know. You do not want your guns to end up in someone else's hands, especially during a SHTF situation. The other thing is, too, is guns and ammo are going to be valuable, even more so in an emergency or an SHTF. Make sure that you have a concealed weapons permit so you can keep your gun on you in an SHTF. It's not that hard to do. I would suggest that you get one. Another thing that comes into play is camping gear. Sleeping bags, outdoor grills, lanterns, lights. People are going to want those items big time. So if you leave those things out where others can see them, they're going to take them. So keep your camping gear locked up, maybe in a storage bin, garage, car, wherever, and mark your items again so it's harder for thieves to pretend your stuff is theirs. Valuables and other items, there will be a lot of looting following a major disaster. We see it every time there's a hurricane. Even when there's tornadoes, people go out and romp through stuff to get freebies. When a crisis first happens, people aren't thinking about getting a new TV. However, if you give a thief an opportunity or a lone wolf, they're going to take your stuff. I think the most important thing is if you leave your doors unlocked and your windows open and you leave your garage unlocked, you have a really high likelihood of becoming a target. And that's like really important, to not put the target on your own back. I hope that everybody enjoyed this live stream today. I'm off to the gym. Big, huge prepper hugs to every single one of you. I'm going to play a song on the way out, and I will see y'all soon. God bless you from here in Colorado to wherever you're at. Be the love, light, and hope for someone today, because they may be depending on you. They may really need you. And especially with it being the holiday season, we're going to see more and more people that are really stressed out. Be patient. Try to reach out to people, and maybe put your boots on the ground and go do a little volunteer work. God bless you. Big, huge prepper hugs. Much love, light, and hope to every single person. Thank you for being here. Smash the thumbs, and know that God's with us no matter what. Let's see if we can find us a little song. I don't know, maybe I need to download some more music. I don't know what I need to do. This is a different program, so I'm just getting used to it. I'm going to let this play. If y'all want to listen to it, great. If you don't, that's good too.